Rhoni Reuter was 42 years old and living in Deerfield, Illinois in 2007. She had worked for Feline's Basement and was described by those who knew her as sweet, shy, and deeply devoted to her longtime boyfriend, Sean Gale. Sean was a former defensive back for the Chicago Bears, part of their legendary 1985 Super Bowl team. The two had been in an on-and-off relationship for over a decade, and Rhoni had recently become pregnant with what would have been their first child. On October 4, 2007, police responded to a 911 call from a neighbor who had heard what sounded like gunshots and a scream from Rhoni's condo. When officers entered the unit, they found Rhoni lying on the floor of her kitchen. She had been shot multiple times at close range, including in the abdomen. Her unborn daughter did not survive. Rhoni died before paramedics could arrive. There were no signs of forced entry or robbery. Nothing appeared stolen. The attack seemed targeted. Given Sean Gale's prominence in the pregnancy, investigators considered whether Rhoni's death was the result of a personal vendetta. At first, Sean himself was scrutinized. He cooperated fully with police and provided phone records showing he was in a meeting downtown at the time of the murder. But detectives soon discovered that Sean had been seeing several other women behind Rhoni's back. Among them was a woman named Marnie Yang. Yang was a real estate agent and single mother of 3. She had been in a clandestine relationship with Sean, and according to friends and co-workers had become increasingly obsessed with him. In taped conversations secretly recorded by a friend and later provided to authorities, Yang spoke openly about how she had been tracking Rhoni's movements and believed Rhoni was the only obstacle to her future with Sean. Police had difficulty building a case until 2009, when Yang's friend wore a wire and captured her confessing to the murder in shocking detail. Yang described dressing in disguise, slipping into Rhoni's apartment building, and shooting her as she pleaded for her life. She admitted discarding the weapon and clothing afterward. Forensic evidence also linked Yang to materials used to make a homemade silencer. In March 2011, Marnie Yang was convicted of first-degree murder and intentional homicide of an unborn child. The jury deliberated for less than a day before finding her guilty on all counts. She was sentenced to life in prison without parole. In the years since her conviction, Yang has claimed she was coerced and framed. Her legal team has attempted appeals based on alleged flaws in forensic analysis and the reliability of her taped confession, but the courts have upheld her conviction. The Illinois Innocence Project reviewed her case but did not take it on. Rhoni Reuter's family has remained quiet and private in the years since the trial. Her murder is remembered as one of the most tragic examples of jealousy turning to violence, ending the lives of both a devoted partner and her unborn child.